Well, good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody is doing good this morning. I hope a few of you are still sleeping. Another somewhat sleepless night for me last night. It's funny, I do good. I'll have some good nights and then some just shit nights. And I've tried a few of the suggestions that you good people have mentioned to me. I've tried the magnesium and a few other things, and yeah, some of them work. The problem is I don't keep taking them. I don't know if I should, and I'll take them for a couple of nights or whatever and do good, and then I stop and I do good for another night, and then I don't sleep. So it's just, yeah, it's frustrating, but whatever. Lots of times sleep when I'm dead, right? That's what I always say. So it's about 5 o'clock. And I thought, you know what? I'll go to the shop and I will get some of my hunting shit together and go through my gear a bit more. I'm getting ready. I'm out of here in just about 4 weeks. And I'm gone for 20 to 25 days roughly. So I got a lot to do to get ready. Make sure all my stuff's in good working order because we are a long ways from town. There is no going to town. We are literally 2 days from the nearest town. So everything we need for 20, 25 days has to be in our pack, in our bags. So, and besides, I love it. Like, what am I going to do? I can't sit in the house. Early morning, I might as well get shit done. And I come out to the shop and do some tinkering. I love it. And anyways, I was doing that, and then I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some time and try to hammer off a couple more emails because it'll be a few more days yet, probably another 4 days before I get out for another hike. I've been going hard, and those last couple of hikes kicked my ass big time, especially the last one where I fell. But anyways, I just need to take a little rest. Got to rest the body a little bit. So I'm going to head away tomorrow for a few days, go do some fishing. And then probably a couple of days after that I'll go for another hike. And you know what, if I can go for hikes like I'm doing and get out, get my exercise, and I love being out in the woods, being where there's no people, go for a good hike and exercise and train. And if I can do that, I'm happy. And then if I get to read you guys a few emails while I'm out there, then I'm happy because you know these people are being brave and emailing me, and I made a commitment to share with you guys. So I'm going to try to do whatever I can, and you know it's a good combination. Some of you people really like to see the scenery and the mountains and the rivers and the creeks and the animals and whatnot as much as I do, and that's why I share it with you. But once in a while, you know what? There's nothing wrong with just sitting in the shop and taking a break and reading email. This one here. Darren, again, so glad I had the opportunity to stumble upon one of your videos and to meet you. As for my personal experience with the Sasquatch people, though there aren't many, they were, for me, profound. My first experience occurred while living in remote Alaska at mile 16 of the Seaward Highway, just north of Seaward, Alaska. My wife and I lived right off the highway, managing an old hostel at Snow River. Whenever the opportunity presented, we liked to take advantage of the abundant wild berry patches available there on the property and go berry picking. One specific trip back in 2019, the wife and I ventured out behind our house and headed uphill toward the area we frequented the most, as it led to the most productive spot on the property. While traversing that trail, we immediately noticed it was extremely muddy due to the recent rainfall in our area. About a mile in, I noticed we had forgotten the bear spray we always carried with us. So the decision was made to head back for it, because as I'm sure you know, it's when you don't have it, you are most likely to encounter a bear and need it. Yes, you are. About halfway back down the trail, all of a sudden, about 10 feet in front of us, we noticed 3 perfect, gigantic footprints. Footprints that were heading up and across the trail. Footprints we couldn't have overlooked nor not noticed, as they were exactly in the center of the trail, right where we just walked. Which means we would have had to walk right over them, which we most definitely did not. Noticing these prints, both her and I, almost simultaneously, we just looked at each other, with her finally breaking the silence by saying, "Where did those come from?" To which I had no reply. I immediately approached them, bent down to check them out and inspect them closer. And they were at least 1.5 the size of my size 11s, and they were deep impressions. Even the toes were clearly visible. All of a sudden, I came to the realization that this was not good, and I suddenly experienced a feeling of cold chills and an overwhelming sense of dread, which came over us both, as we suddenly realized this thing was obviously following us. As soon as we came to this realization, we both stood up, scanned the surrounding forest, and hightailed it out of there, heading back towards the house at a fast clip. Not more than 5 steps into our starting to remove ourselves from that spot, we heard a loud tree break, which was obviously very close by. And I'm talking louder than anything we've ever heard before, which prompted us to move out even faster. When we made it back to the house and the shock of the experience subsided, it dawned on us to what had just occurred. And trust me, we were happy to have made it back to the house. However, wanting to appear to be the brave man and husband that I'd always prided myself as being, I decided to attempt to go back and try to secure a couple of photographs of the prints before the rain washed them away. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I heard in my mind, "Just leave it alone." Clear as day. I was perplexed, to say the least, as I'd never experienced anything like this before, but I'm no fool. So, leave it alone, you suggest. Well, that's perfectly okay by me, no problem. Needless to say, that pretty much ended my berry picking career, and we moved back to lower 48 the very next spring. But to this very day, I still have a desire to return to that location just to see if anything would happen again. So I guess it's a good thing it's over 5,000 miles away now, or I'd probably make the excursion, even if just once more, just to satisfy my curiosity. Oh well, I hope I didn't bore you too much. It wasn't an actual physical sighting or anything that dramatic, but I'm not much into embellishing, so there you go. If you would like me to explain the details of my next encounter experience, let me know, and I'll get to typing. Thanks again, Darren, for all you do, for sharing such personal information with us all, for offering the details and specifics of your life and times that most simply can't or won't, because that makes you the very real, extremely authentic person you are. Something I very much appreciate. Sincerely, Randall. Thanks, Randall. Thank you very much, my friend. I really appreciate that. And, good on you for having the courage to share your experience. And you know what? I'm telling you, man, you say it wasn't dramatic. You say, it wasn't all that dramatic or a sighting. It doesn't have to be a sighting. Okay, you don't need to physically see one of these beings. To be in the woods, in the mountains, and be walking a trail and see a human-like footprint 50% larger than a man's size 11 boot, that's dramatic as hell, brother. Okay? That is dramatic. That could almost be traumatic, because to see something like that, it's gonna scare the living shit out of the most seasoned outdoor enthusiast, out of the most seasoned hunter, fisher, backpacker, hiker. Okay? It's one thing to see a human footprint on the beach, in the sand on a beach somewhere, but to be 10, 15 miles, 100 miles in the woods, in the wilderness, and to see that, okay, that is not a human out in bare feet picking berries. It ain't. So that's dramatic, Randall. Yeah, there's just so much, right? Like Bo's experience, right? Bo's experience, he never physically saw anything, but the feather being left there like it was. And obviously Bo and his brother are close, and so Bo experienced what Dave experienced with the gifting and whatnot, and Dave's experience. And then Bo was a faller, and he knew the sound of trees falling and breaking, and to have that happen seconds after he said something, that's dramatic. Okay. Emily's experience, actually sends shivers up my spine. For something to follow you, okay, that's freaking freaky. Okay, that makes you go look around. Martin's experience, every experience is different, and again, you don't actually physically need to see one of these things. People that say they need validation, they need to know for themselves or whatever, I'm just going to give you my advice, okay? And it's just my advice. Be careful what you wish for, because if you ever do see one, you can never unsee it. So be careful what you wish for. You don't have to see one to believe they exist. Okay? You may need to see one to know for a 100% fact in your mind that they exist, and that's fine if that's what you really want. But I'm just warning you, be careful. Anyways, Randall sent in his, I responded and I said, shit, yeah, man, send it on in. I want to hear. Okay? I want to hear this. I just want to hear what people have to say and what people's thoughts are, and I want to hear this. So I said, send it in. He did. And I'm going to read you guys Randall's second email. Darren, here is my second experience. One afternoon, my grandson and I were looking out over the railing towards the lake, enjoying the view, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it dawned on me that the typical natural sounds we were accustomed to hearing were simply not there. The birds, the wind, the insects, etc., were completely silent. It was an experience that brought chills, I can assure you. While taking it all in and trying to figure out what was actually occurring, my grandson tapped me on the shoulder and asked, "Hey, Grandpa, what's that?" As he pointed towards a densely forested area about 75 yards out. And what I witnessed completely blew my mind. One tree, much larger than any of the others near this one, was literally swaying back and forth violently. To such a degree, I was actually expecting it to break and fall to the ground. But somehow, it never did. As we were watching this beyond unusual event taking place right there in front of us, my grandson again asked, "What in the world is doing that?" As it became apparent to us, there is virtually no way to get to that spot, as it is basically a flooded swamp, which made this occurrence even stranger. After watching this tree rocking back and forth violently for a couple of minutes, I decided to holler at it and see if it would respond to any degree whatsoever. And to my surprise, it did. I yelled loudly, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" And it stopped immediately. We were shocked, stunned, silent, and we just stood there waiting and listening to see what was going to happen next. All of a sudden, we watched whatever was shaking that tree run away from where it stood, out of the thickets and into the waist-high marsh grass. We could literally see it laying down as whatever was vacating the area moved away from us. The only thing, there was no physical being or creature visible, just the parting of the vegetation as it ran away from us. We stood there baffled and confused, looking at it running away, then looking at one another, until it eventually reached another heavily forested area and disappeared into the trees. Within 30 seconds of this thing leaving the area, the birds started singing, the insects started insecting, LOL, and the breeze from over the lake actually returned. Call me crazy, delusional, high, drunk, whatever you prefer, but in doing so, you'll have to accuse my 12-year-old grandson of the same, something I can assure you isn't the case. Now, I'm not saying or implying that this was a Bigfoot or a member of the Sasquatch people or Sabe or anything else specifically. What I am telling you is it was something unknown to us and something strange. You can decide for yourself whatever you wish, but that's the way it happened 100% of this, I swear. Randall. Right on, Randall. Thanks again, brother. Appreciate it. And I'm sure there's lots of other people out there that appreciate it as well. And again, he didn't see the actual being. He saw something. And the whole silence and the birds stopping and all that kind of stuff, I've witnessed that. And nothing came of it, but I've been out in the I've been out hiking, hunting, whatever, and you always hear squirrels and birds and whatever, and then instantly just silence. And I've had that happen several times. And for me, nothing's come of it. It's just gone silent. And I do pay attention to it because I'm very in tune with my senses when I'm out there. So I've had that happen. And when he was saying there about all you could see was the grass being folded over as this thing was going away. I've been charged several times now by grizzly bears and 6, 7, 800 pound bear coming directly at you through the willows, and they're all willows, they're not alders, through the willows, and the willows are 6, 7 feet high, sometimes 8 feet high, and smaller willow trees, and those willows are just getting laid over like there's a truck driving through them. And and it's a bear coming at you, and I've seen that, and you don't see anything. You just see the trees getting folded over. You're looking, and these trees are just folding over, coming at you. And I mean, I'm familiar with it, so I know what to expect. I know it's a bear, or maybe a moose, but probably not. Probably a bear, with my luck. So I know what that's like too. It's terrifying because you go, holy shit, there's something coming or something going, but you can't see it. So. Anyways, thanks, Randall. Appreciate it, man. And you know what? To everybody else that's sent an email in, I swear to God, I promise you, unless I die and I don't get them read, I promise you I will get them read. I'm every email that comes in, I copy, I paste it, I put it in my notes, and every time I get a chance, I'm going to read one. And you know what? When I go on my hunting trip, there's lots of time when I'm on my hunting trip, I'm sitting, 7,000 feet up on a mountain, and just glassing and looking around or whatever, and I got nothing to do, and that's a great opportunity for me to read some more emails. So I will get them read, people, I promise you. I'm just trying to do my part and share what people are sending in. These are courageous, strong people that are sharing their encounters and experiences, and I'm just relaying them, just like Steve's doing on his channel. That's all I'm trying to do. Outlaw Country is still Outlaw Country. If you're here just to see this, all this is pretty beautiful backdrop. But if you're here just to hear emails or whatever, then so be it. But my channel is the wilderness, the woods, Mother Nature, the animals, the beauty, and but I will share. You send me an email, I will share. I promise you. So, anyways, that's enough talking. I gotta get going here. I gotta continue to go through my gear so that I'm ready to go away. Okay? And I'm so excited. I'm literally jumping inside. I can't wait to leave. Gonna miss the family. Gonna miss Mrs. Outlaw, my wonderful daughters, and my son-in-law, and my youngest daughter's boyfriend. He's already gone playing hockey. And, gonna miss everybody, but I can't friggin' wait. So, 4 weeks. I'm out of here in 4 weeks. But right now, I got to get finished doing what I was doing, get ready to go fishing tomorrow, and then you'll see me again on another hike. And you know what? Be safe, you guys. Get out and enjoy what you enjoy to do. And if you can't, if you enjoy the wilderness and you enjoy Mother Nature and you can't go and do it yourself, you can come right here with me and do it. Be safe, be kind. It takes a lot less energy to be a good human being than it does to be a dipshit. Okay? It's got to be a lot harder to be stupid and to be a dipshit and to be ignorant and to be mean than it takes to just be a good person. And that's all I want here. I just want good, honest people, good, down-to-earth people. I don't want no dipshits. If you're a dipshit, beat it. Get out of here. Don't want you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to listen to you. Beat it. But to all you awesome subscribers, thank you very much. Appreciate you so much. And be safe. All right. Okay, I'm going to get going. Talk to you later.